Throughout the history of mankind, the divine messages are often shrouded in mystery. Prophets, messiahs, or whichever names you call them, are often persecuted and oppressed, their words obscured. But how do we distinguish the true from the false? To do so, one can only rely on the divine's guidance, and the truth will reveal itself to those who earnestly seek it. In our previous episode, we witnessed the deep and respectful connection that Leonardo da Vinci, vegetarian, had with animal people. Not only did he find them to be a great source of inspiration for artistic expression, including drawings, paintings, and sculptures, but he was also aware of the inherent challenges that they faced in their lives, often at the hands of humans. This led to him recommending and following a vegetarian lifestyle. Through his writings, we have learned that he understood the karmic consequences of killing and mistreating animal people. In today's episode, we will continue exploring his viewpoints. Upon viewing the exploitation and consumption of animal people, Da Vinci made it clear that he did not accept this as acceptable human behavior. One of his notes from Prophecies reads,
"Of the mouth of man, which is a sepulchre, great noise will issue from the sepulchres of those who died evil and violent deaths."
A sepulchre is a burial vault or a tomb. Hence, Da Vinci described the mouth of man as a place of death. And he explains that the animal people who were killed to fill man's stomachs died evil and violent deaths. Listen now to the horror in their screams. What evil could inflict such torture that would lead precious animal beings to cry out in such agony and terror? In CAFOs, concentrated animal people feeding operations and slaughterhouses, millions endure hellish conditions. Consider the chicken people, for example, where millions of chicken people are housed in a single facility, crowded into tiny cages stacked one atop the other, with carcasses of dead chicken folks sprawled between them. They are bred to grow so quickly that their legs usually buckle and break under the weight of their heavy bodies. Another mention of sepulchre further accentuates his support for a vegetarian diet. He wrote about humans' ethical inferiority as follows.
"Thou hast described him king of animals, but I would rather say king of beasts, thou being the greatest. For hast thou not slain them in order that they may give thee their children, to glut thy greed which thou hast striven, to make a sepulchre for all animals? And I would say still more, if I might speak the whole truth. Now does not nature produce enough vegetables for thee to satisfy thyself? And if thou art not content with vegetables, canst thou not, by a mixture of them, make infinite compounds, as Platina wrote, and other writers on food?"
Just as the noble Da Vinci had described, many cooks and chefs have compiled wonderful cookbooks with delicacies that are derived exclusively from plants. Nowadays, food scientists are also involved in mixing them to make infinite compounds, with computer algorithms determining which plants to use in order to create vegan meats, vegan eggs, vegan milk and vegan cheese that have almost identical flavors, textures and scents as their animal person-derived counterparts. Why would one choose to eat animal people flesh and byproducts when delicious vegan alternatives are available? Da Vinci cautioned humans on the steep price to be paid for eating them.
Of food which has been alive. A great portion of bodies that have been alive will pass into the bodies of other animals, which is as much as to say that the deserted tenements will pass piecemeal into the inhabited ones, and carrying with them their evils. That is to say, the life of man is formed from things eaten, and these carry with them that part of man which dies.
Leonardo da Vinci indicates in this passage that once the souls of animal people desert their fleshly bodies, which become food, their bodies then bring many forms of sickness to humans. For example, humans develop heart disease, largely due to diet. Nutritionally aware doctors have told us that meat, cheese, butter and eggs derived from the animal people are lethal atherosclerotic linchpins. Meat, milk and dairy products are linked to various cancers. Researchers have even found the DNA of the leukemia virus from cow people inside the breast tissue of women with breast cancer. Many other diseases that humans have died from have also been passed on to humans through eating the flesh of animal people. Da Vinci's wisdom and compassion also extended to the environment.
Many will there be who, flaying their mother, will tear the skin from her back, husbandmen tilling the earth.
Of wood that burns, he stated,
the trees and shrubs in the great forests will be converted into cinder.
And under the subject of tilled land, he writes,
the earth will be seen turned upside down and facing the opposite hemispheres, uncovering the lurking holes of the fiercest beasts.
Sadly, humans do not need to till the land or burn and cut down as many trees as we do. We till the land excessively to grow crops that are fed to animal people who will become food. And we deforest massive areas of forests in order to raise livestock animal people, which has severe repercussions on the earth. Unfortunately, as much as 77% of grain and over 90% of soy products are fed to animal people raised for food, enough to feed double the world's current population. Our misuse of the earth to raise and kill innocent animal beings has led to global warming and climate change. Scientists have already noted that there are polar shifts that have occurred due to our human activity. The rate at which these shifts have already occurred indicates that larger shifts could happen in the future and bring with it massive earthquakes, oceanic floods, and supervolcanoes. It has also been suggested that an ice age could again take over the Earth. We have already seen these disasters occurring during this cleansing period on Earth. During this cleansing period, reports of fierce or evil beings have also come to light in institutions that also condone and support the eating of innocent animal people's flesh, as well as support the murder of fetuses and infants, plus protect the rape and murder of men, women and children, even toddlers.
Días antes de entrar al cónclave del que saldría elegido papa, el cardenal Bergoglio comió en la casa del cardenal Javier Lozano Barragán, un viejo amigo muy cercano desde hace 30 años. Siempre comía con él cuando estaba de paso por Roma.
En esta silla estaba sentado y yo les pregunté que cómo les gustaría la carne. Entonces me queda viendo y me dice que muja. Yo me le quedé viendo extrañado, que muja. Dice, sí, cruda.
E la tua domanda, quando era piccolo io pensavo diventare un macellaio, mi piacerebbe.
Pope Francis grants from now on that priests can absolve any woman who confesses to having an abortion.
Pope Francis, earlier this year, he drew widespread criticism, defending a Chilean bishop accused of covering up for that country's most notorious abuser priest.
After the patriarch defended and even justified Russia's invasion of Ukraine, there were calls for the Pope to excommunicate him. Pope Francis did exactly the opposite.
Pope Francis lit up the internet yesterday after he said that NATO, barking at Russia's door, aided in Putin's invasion of Ukraine.
Etc. Could this be what Da Vinci was warning of when he mentioned the lurking holes of the fiercest beasts?
But what a surprise! The Vatican has demons and ghosts?
Yes, Master.
But why? Why does he have to warn his people about that? He was the one who told everybody in the world that Lucifer is the god of the Catholics.
Yes, Master.
And Lucifer is the chief of all the demons. So if Lucifer, meaning Satan, sending some demons to the Vatican, why would he be surprised, or why would he warn people about it? They are in their element. It's their home.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
We know that the name Vatican has nothing to do with the Bible, Greek language, or Latin. It is derived from the Etruscan god Vatis. The Etruscans believed that Vatis resided in an underground cave, and they built their temples on top of these caves to commune with the god. Today, the Vatican is still built on top of an ancient Etruscan cave, and it's said that the Pope himself communicates with Vatis through a secret tunnel that connects the Vatican to the cave. Whether or not this is true remains a mystery, but it is clear that the name Vatican originates from pagan belief.
With the same intensity of his writings, Da Vinci also painted, and many have interpreted his art, such as in the series entitled Deluge, as a portent to a future calamity. These black charcoal drawings toward the end of the maestro's life displayed tumultuous and chaotic scenes of rains, floods, and destruction. We have certainly been witness to these drastic climatic changes in recent years. Thus, we see that Da Vinci saw the interconnectedness of many of the world's problems, including the causes and the effects. Best-selling author and renowned social ecologist Fridtjof Capra, in his book Learning from Leonardo, Decoding the Notebooks of a Genius, points out Da Vinci's awareness of the complexity and interactivity of multiple systems for a functioning whole. Capra concludes,
Leonardo did not pursue science and engineering to dominate nature. He had a deep respect for life, a special compassion for animals, and great awe and reverence for nature's complexity and abundance. As he put it succinctly, one who does not respect life does not deserve it.
Could it be, with his understanding of the karmic consequences of killing and exploiting animal people, that Leonardo da Vinci could see related future probabilities for human and planetary disasters? Join us in our next episode to explore more about Da Vinci's messages and warnings for humans who do not live in accordance with universal law.
I thought it would be impossible to complete my training sessions having only eaten fruit. I tried it and it was the opposite. I had more energy, vitality, and I felt super good. I started to feel much better and the workouts were superb. Elena Congost, vegan.